Okay, I need to use that ice as traction. Maybe I can shimmy over to this roof. Nope. Okay, hands are too cold. Going down. When your solo A-frame build has fallen behind schedule and everything is covered in a layer of snow and ice, there's only one quick way to get it all cleared off so building can resume. And that is with fire. Just kidding. I wish it was that easy. Winter has officially set in here in Maine, and with all these cold temperatures, I'm facing a new set of challenges that are threatening to bring this build to a chilling halt. Each new challenge the cold weather throws at me will inevitably slow things down, so my focus is on finding solutions that keep those slowdowns to a minimum, so that the build can keep moving forward and we can get a roof over our heads before we get totally buried in snow. The first and probably most obvious way that winter is slowing this build down is all of this snow and ice. A slippery surface is a dangerous surface, so before I can start building each day, I have to clear off all the snow or the ice so that it's safe for me to work. And honestly, shoveling snow off this deck is pretty straightforward and easy. It gets a lot harder when we're clearing it off the roof. So for the roof, I found a broom works well, but that only gets me so far. I'm pretty tall, but as you can see, there's still quite a bit of roof that I can't reach. The other day, I actually came up with a fun little solution using my ropes here. Little jump rope action. Part of why I want to get this cleared off now is because I can't do any work today if it's slippery. This roof, these zip panels have really grippy surfaces, but even if there's a little bit of ice on them, all that grip goes away and they're super slippery. Gotta get back on our feet. No! This is one way I can get the snow off the roof. That's pretty easy, not too unsafe, but once we get higher up, things get a bit more challenging. Oh boy, she's covered in snow up here. For those of you who are new here, my name's Mike. And since July, I've been building this A-frame house pretty much by myself. We're building this home so we can move out of our off-grid yurt, which we've been living in here in Maine for the past 8 years, so we can move into something a little more permanent. Please consider subscribing to our channel so you can follow along with this build and also hear some stories about what it's been like living in an off-grid yurt. Another challenge that I face, and that's potentially slows down the build with it being cold, is needing to stay warm. Both myself and my batteries. But first, let's get some light in here. Oh. So it can be get really cold, especially on windy days. So luckily I have this little pop-up garage to be able to stay warm or to get out of the wind a little bit. And it's also a nice place to come and heat up some water and make a hot cup of tea, or heat up my lunch, which is what I'm doing right now. I also need to think about cold weather gear. I have a variety of cold weather gear. This outfit tends to be warm, and also I can maneuver pretty well. I've got some other cold weather suits that are really warm, but when I'm climbing around on the roof, on the A-frame, it's a little harder to maneuver. I've got gloves. I've switched out of my gloves that are convertible mitten. I like those because I can use my fingertips and then keep my hands warm, but they're terrible in snow because, as I said before, snow gets in them and they get cold. So another thing that I have to really consider when it's cold, and something that slows me down, is keeping all of my batteries warm. I like to bring them home to the yurt to keep them warm, so that they're not starting the day freezing cold. They tend to work a little better. It's just something kind of seems small, but it slows things down, having to lug around heavy batteries or waiting for things to warm up before they'll work or charge. Fascinating stuff. I know you're enthralled by my staying warm information. Water's ready. We're gonna heat the soup up. Guys, everybody, I've got horrible news. I thought I brought soup, but I brought noodles. That's not what I was expecting. Oh well, we'll make it work. The last challenging thing about the cold weather slowing down the build is all of the chores and routines we have to adjust for when winter finally sets in here in the yurt. A lot of firewood needs to be split, kindling has to be made, and it all takes extra time. So the way I deal with the increased amount of time chores at the yurt take in winter is coming up with consistent routines on how I do things. And I don't know that it really saves that much time. Well, it saves time in the sense that it helps prevent issues, like with our outdoor shower that we use. I have a whole routine for setting it up and taking it down, which helps prevent the pipes freezing. Winter's challenges might slow me down, but they won't stop me. Every problem that pops up is just another chance to learn, adapt, and keep this build moving forward, one step at a time. If you're enjoying the progress so far, be sure to stick around for what's next, because there's plenty more to come. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. As a special reward and thank you for making it to the end of the video, figured, let's burn some stuff. This is not an efficient way to melt snow. Good thing I didn't actually try this. We gotta get all the snow off to make it safe, so we don't fall down and break our face.